Hey guys, welcome back. Marco here. Today I want to talk to you about chords and scales. What we're going to do today, we're going to transform a scale into a beautiful melody, a bunch of melodies, okay? Now, we already kind of, went through a few videos where I show you how to play, a bunch of melodies over chord progression, but today we're going to take a different approach. Today we are going to explore the scale that we're going to use together, and we're going to create some beautiful melodies on the spot, because I want to show you how cool it is, how simple it is, and how easy can be to be creative, create something rather than just learn a melody, a song from a tab. You can actually start creating your own melodies, and that's an awesome thing. So now we're gonna learn an E minor scale in one position on 3 strings only, and then we're gonna play a few chords over it. And I'm gonna show you also how you can always kind of play safe by using the landing notes, okay, on each chord. Okay, they're gonna give you a beautiful result, and you always kind of play the right things, okay, on the right chord. So let's get started, guys. You can get all the tabs, okay. Everything that we play in here is also available on Patreon, so just check it out if you wanna have access to this tab plus all the tabs on YouTube and extra courses as well, programs that I recorded in the past. And also make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up with all the upcoming lessons. Now let's get started. Let's have a close up and let's just start experimenting with this E minor scale. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Alright guys, now we're gonna start really step by step. First thing, we're gonna have to come up with a chord. We're gonna start with one chord, then we're gonna add the second chord as well. Now the first chord is E minor, and we're going to simplify this chord so that we can only play the bass note. E minor, it's very simple. 6th open string, that's it, that's my root note. Now on top of this chord, I'm gonna play a scale. And in order to really make it doable for anybody, we can just learn a scale in one box, one position. And the scale is gonna be this one. Okay? Now, I want you to notice one thing. Look how beautiful this scale sounds with the bass note. It's just, it doesn't even sound like a scale. As soon as I give a little bit of rhythm to the scale, it sounds completely different. So the first thing you want to do, just learn the scale. 3rd string, fret number 9, which is E. And then I have on the 2nd string, fret number 7, 8, 10. And on the 1st string, I have 7, 8, 10. Okay? Now, I know that the scales start with D, but I can also play the 3rd string, fret number 7, which is D. And, the scale doesn't necessarily have to start with the root note. It could start with the D as well. Okay, so right hand, I'm always alternating, guys, okay? So I'm not always 100% conscious about what I'm playing, but 80% of the time I know that I'm alternating. So if I start with the index, I'm always doing index middle. Okay, very, very simple. So the first thing, you really want to just play with the scale a little bit. Just play the full scale, start with the root note, and then you play around with the scale. And what I'm doing here, rather than just play the scale from top to bottom, I'm actually pausing on some of the notes, in the middle. So and this is just a scale, and it sounds already musical. Okay, so the first exercise is really just learn the scale and then just play around with the scale and just change the rhythm a little bit. Before you start, just playing some melodies, just change the rhythm and pause on some of these notes for a little longer. That's a really good point, okay? And then we move on to the next step where we are actually articulating a little bit more. Let's check it out. Now, the next step is probably the most important one because I'm going to figure out where the E minor notes are. Okay, so the 3 notes of the chord, of the triad, I want to learn where they are within this box so that I can kind of visualize the chord as well as the scale. So I have an E minor chord here where the E is on the 3rd string fret number 9, the G, the minor 3rd, is on the 2nd string fret number 8, and the 1st string fret number 7 is B, which is the 5th. I also have another E here on the 1st string fret number 12. Okay, so now I have 3 notes here, which you obviously make up the chord, and I also have the scale. So I visualize the scale, but I also visualize the chord. Okay, and these are 2 key components because if I play a phrase, I know that I can end on this note, which is E, or I can end on this note, which is F, the minor 3rd, or I can end on this note, which is B, perfect 5th of E, and I will have a different type of sound for each of these 3 notes. Okay, so first thing, melody and chords. Okay, now once you have that, we can start creating some beautiful melody. So let's get started. Now, first idea, I want to start with something symmetrical. So I'll play the bass note, and I'm probably gonna have something like that. Okay, so here I'm kind of considering the shape and the contour of this phrase. Okay, and I want to kind of replicate the same idea. So I have same pattern. So I'm not really considering exactly which note I'm playing, but I'm just considering the pattern here. Okay, and as you can see, I finished the phrase on E, which is the root note, and it sounds really conclusive. Let's try another pattern. Okay, and this is just another idea. I'm playing each note twice, and I go up twice, up, up, and I go down twice, and then I do the same pattern. So I go up, 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 down, and I'm following the scale. Okay, and I finish with this note, which is the major 9. It's a beautiful way to finish this chord. Okay, and let's try something again similar. Okay, that's the same thing. I have a 3 notes pattern, and then I bring this idea forward. And I finish with this note, fret 12, which is E. Okay, so as you can see, like, we are using pattern, simple pattern, to really start with start creating something that is musical. And the reason why we start with patterns is because it's easy to use patterns at the beginning, and bring the same idea forward. It's really musical. Okay, so you can really start like that, and it's an awesome way and very, very simple. Okay, now we're gonna do something else here. We're gonna add an extra chord, okay, so that we can kind of expand the possibilities. So let's just try. Now the second chord we're going to add, guys, is the D major. Okay, beautiful chord progression: E minor, D major. Okay, and the reason why we add D is just because, first of all, it's a beautiful chord, but it's also easy because the fourth open string is D. So we can use the fourth open string as the root note of D, so that we don't have to fret any note. So we have E and then D. Okay, and we're gonna kind of play the E for 4 counts: 1, 2, 3, 4, and D. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then we loop this thing. So how does it work now? If I want to try to play something, I'm going to have to change chords. So I have an E minor, D major, back to D minor, okay. Now, if with 2 chords you already, kind of play the scale, and you kind of pause on some of the notes, is already an awesome, beautiful sound. Such a simple idea sounds beautiful. Okay, now I'm playing the bass note quite a lot, so I think at the beginning probably you want to actually try to just play the bass note 1 time. Okay, now as you can see, I'm still playing, guys, the same scale, but it sounds completely different because with the D major we kind of change the harmony, and so the scale will also change. We're playing the same note, but it's just the sound of the scale on the D major that sounds completely different. Okay, when it comes to writing and creating your own melodies, guys, you can just start like that with a very simple approach that can help you at least narrow it down a little bit. And you can start with that. I'm sure we will have more videos like that where you can actually show you exactly what I'm playing, rather than just give you the formula. I'm actually going to show you how to get there, and hopefully you're going to like these type of videos. And make sure that you subscribe, guys, to the channel, and I'll see you next time for another lesson.